And we promise you as PDP that when we come back, a number of things that the Kogi State is known for and must be done, will surely, the next 4 years, we'll set out to do that. The issue of Ajakuta Steel Mill, the issue of looking properly to the rail. In fact, that is the first thing I was asking the governor about the rail system and so on, and that Kogi State must be properly linked up. Because from my childhood, even before I traveled out of my village, I was hearing about Lokoja. So this is a part of the country that must be properly packaged. In terms of solid mineral, Kogi State is known. And of course, we all know the dwindling price of crude oil now. So every country that has been depending on crude oil is looking for other options. Here where we must exploit maximally, not just for the purpose of creating revenue for government, but also for the purpose of creating jobs and stimulating the local economy and creating wealth for our people.
Very well that with your prayers and support and blessings, success is surely ours.
So it's quite appropriate that you are seeing them and they are seeing you in person today, and they are eager to listen to you, they are eager to support us as you are working hard to transform Nigeria, and we are working here to transform the state.
The president commended the traditional rulers for maintaining peace in the state. The Atao Vigala, who led other royal fathers to the meeting, pledged continued support for the Jonathan administration. The people of Niger State have been urged to vote for President Goodluck Jonathan for another 4-year term come February 14 if they are to continue enjoying the dividends of democracy. The PDP stalwarts were speaking at the Trade Fair Complex in Minna, Niger State, during the PDP presidential campaign rally. Dennis Adegunloye has the story.
As has been the case so far during the PDP presidential campaign rallies across the country, the people of Niger State warmly welcomed President Goodluck Jonathan to the Trade Fair Complex. President Goodluck Jonathan expressed his delight that his efforts at empowering women and youth, especially in leadership roles, have been inspiring.
You can see what PDP stands for. A very young man coming up and women being empowered.
He also expressed his optimism in the future of Niger State in all areas of national life.
All what you have to do is to make sure that you follow the right course, the right path. And the right path is the PDP path. A path that encourages young people. A path that encourages women.
National Chairman of the PDP, Adamu Muazu, who presented the PDP flag to 40-year-old governorship candidate in the state, Umar Nasco, to further illustrate the president's high regard for the youths, called for massive support for the PDP. Vice President Namadi Sambo in Hausa noted President Jonathan's achievements in all sectors of the economy. DG PDP presidential campaign, Amadou Ali, among others, added their weight to the Jonathan Sambo cause.
The PDP is a very great party for which you should be proud. A party that belongs to the youths and that believes in the youths.
Gathers as February 14th approaches. Dennis Adigny, NTA News.
Many thanks, Dennis. Now, former military President General Ibrahim Babangida says he and President Jonathan share a common passion for peace, progress, and development. He said while receiving the president in Minna, Niger State, that with Jonathan, Nigeria is in safe hands. General Babangida described PDP as the only party that is organized, stable, and devoid of ethnic or religious sentiment. President Jonathan, in response, described General Babangida as a pillar of support for him and the PDP. All is set for the PDP presidential campaign rally in Benin, Edo State. Selo Sayonde captured preparation ahead of the rally.
Samuel Ogbemoja Stadium is wearing a new look as the whole arena have been adorned with the PDP colors of green, white, and red. The stage for the rally is being mounted while cleaning of the state box was in progress. Top PDP chieftains in the state, including the Works Minister, Mr. Mike Olonomeme, PDP Chairman Chief Dan Obi, and Senator Odion Ogbesia, were on ground to assess the level of preparation.
The PDP family is ready to receive Mr. President. You can see the stadium is being adorned in PDP colors. and we're expecting a mammoth crowd here tomorrow.
Meanwhile, major streets and strategic locations in the metropolis were also adorned with President Goodluck Jonathan's banner and posters. The State Police Commissioner, Mr. Folonsho Adebanjo, said
everything is being done to ensure that security will be very, very tight.
Edo people and indeed the PDP family are in high spirit awaiting the arrival of President Goodluck Jonathan as his transformation train berths in Benin City this Wednesday. From Benin, Selo Sinde, NTA News.
Many thanks to you, Sela. Now we still have more reports on politics, one of which is the National Executive Committee of the Social Democratic Party, SDP, has unanimously endorsed the candidature of President Goodluck Jonathan to enable him complete the restructuring of the polity based on the report of the National Conference 2014.
President Goodluck Jonathan not just accepting this condition but also acting on them is the fact that it was he who, in the first instance, inaugurated the most fundamental of these conditions, namely the National Conference 2014, and has on several occasions promised to implement its report to the latter, and in the first year of his second term. 4, that no other party has up to now requested for our support for its candidate.
The party directed all its members nationwide to vote for President Goodluck Jonathan in the forthcoming presidential election. The All Progressive Congress APC presidential candidate, General Muhammadu Buhari, has reiterated that his administration will focus on development projects that will transform the country and restore peace if given the mandate in the February election. General Buhari was speaking at the APC presidential rally held at Mahmoud Ribadu Square in Yola. Godia Daniel has that story.
The venue of the APC presidential campaign rally, Mahmoud Ribadu Square, Yola, was agog with party supporters from the nooks and crannies of the state, who turned out en masse in solidarity with General Buhari. In his address, the presidential hopeful said if voted, his administration will be dedicated to job creation and improve on the security challenges bedeviling the country. Other areas of quick intervention, according to him, are improving on electricity and roads, boosting the agricultural sector for food security, as well as provision of loan facilities to small and medium-scale industries. This, he said, can only be actualized through their votes, hence pleaded with the electorates to ensure they collect their PVCs and come out en masse to vote for APC on election days. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar informed the gathering that enthronement of APC-led government is a collective sacrifice Nigerians must rise up to. APC State Chairman Yamusa Shaibu and other party stalwarts, he said they will work to ensure APC wins the state and nation at large. The APC National Chairman, John Oyegun, presented to the APC gubernatorial candidate, Senator Bindo Umaru Jibrilla, and the 3 APC senatorial candidates, the APC flag with appeal to the people to keep faith with the party in ushering a Nigeria of a collective dream. The APC presidential candidate and his entourage were at the Lamido of Adama Alhaji Muhammad Barkindo Aliu Mustafa to pay homage and solicit for his prayers and royal blessings. In Yola, Godia Daniel, NTA News.
In another development, the APC presidential standard bearer, Muhammadu Buhari, says his focus will be on tackling corruption, insecurity and the development of critical infrastructure if elected as president of Nigeria in the February polls. General Buhari stated this during a presidential rally in Gombe.
Speaking in Hausa, General Muhammadu Buhari said enhancing the nation's security, strategy to boost the economy as well as the provision of jobs opportunity to all Nigerians is critical to attaining the desired development, which he said APC is ready to lay a solid foundation. He called on the electorate to endeavor to collect their permanent voters' cards and ensure that they cast their vote come February 2015 elections. He called on the electorate to endeavor to collect their permanent voters' cards, and the APC party stalwart took turns to explain to supporters the development plans of the party if elected into office. I am Aliu Kabir, NTA News.
From Gombe to Benue State, where the Senate President David Mark has pledged quality representation and more federal presence in his constituency, and Benue State at large if he is re-elected. He made the pledge at the flag-off of his senatorial campaign in Ojo-Obi local government area of the state. Comfort Amadu has the rest of the story.
Thank the people for their continuous support and urge them to keep faith with the ruling party, PDP.
You gave it to me believing that I can defend you under all circumstances at all times, sun, rain or sunshine.
The Minister of Interior and Director General David Mark Campaign Organization, Comrade Abomoru, who commended the effective representation of the Senate President, reiterated the need for the people to collect the permanent voter cards and vote for President Goodluck Jonathan, Senator David Mark, and all PDP candidates. Party stalwarts in the area assured the Senate President of their resolve to ensure his re-election. Senator David Mark had also paid homage to Ada Uju, Ambassador Austin Ibiri, and Ada Obi Linus Okute to seek for their blessings before flagging off his campaign in the area. From the Benue South Senatorial District, Comfort Amadu, NTA News.
The re-election bid of President Jonathan has been boosted with the presentation of vehicles and materials to the PDP Presidential Campaign Organization in Gombe State. Presenting the vehicles, the Minister of Transport Idris Umar said the 11 local government areas in the state will have one each, while 2 are to be deployed by the campaign organization. The minister commended the commitment and peaceful conduct of the organization in discharging its assignment for a successful re-election of President Jonathan and other PDP candidates.
I'm very glad that you are working very, very assiduously to ensure the success of the party in all the elections, the presidential election, the governorship election, the National Assembly election, the Senate and the House.
Director General of the campaign organization, Senator Saidu Umar Kumo, said the presentation is the first by political appointees from the state. He assured the minister that the vehicles and materials will be judiciously managed. Minister of Women Affairs and Social Development Hajia Zainab Maina has called on women to obtain their PVCs as permanent voters card and come out en masse to vote at the 2015 elections. She was speaking at a national training workshop for women on voter education in Abuja, from where Talatu Ezirike reports.
With less than a fortnight to the 2015 elections, the concerns for participants through the trained training to encourage women, particularly first-time voters, to exercise their franchise and abide by the electoral process.
We should make sure that women this time around again, we give opportunity to our own. Somebody who knows that we exist and give us opportunity, and the youth too.
Women, do not sell your card, because your vote is your power, your vote is your right, is your franchise.
All the speakers encourage women not to be distracted by the likely outcome of elective positions, as there is hope for them.
But with the government that we know is already gender sensitive coming on board again, we will have more women in appointive positions.
Of UNDP and that of the UN Women Country Representative advised women to use their numerical strength in building on democracy that has come to stay. In Abuja, Talatu Ezirike, NTA News.
Still on the 2015 general election, which is only 12 days away, a meeting of Police High Command presided over by Inspector General of Police Suleiman Abba is holding in Abuja. The meeting is expected to harmonize all strategies to be deployed by the Nigeria Police for a peaceful and successful conduct of the general election. Bonaventure Nwodo has details.
The Inspector General of Police Suleiman Abba said the police, as the lead agency in maintenance of peace and security of the nation, will give all Nigerians, especially election managers, the utmost security. On incidents of political violence being experienced across the Federation, the Inspector General said the police is giving it a corresponding attention.
In our efforts to prevent violence further, either before, during the polls or after the polls, Assistant Inspectors General of Police will lead the Commissioners of Police in their zones, so that in each state command, they will bring together as partners in the prevention of crime, in the prevention of violence in this election.
The IGP said The police will create a social media platform to interface with the public. In Abuja, Bonaventure Wood, NTA News.
Would apologize for the poor portions in that report. Now, still in Abuja, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Mahmoud Mohammed, has inaugurated election petition tribunals that will determine petitions from all 36 states of the country and the FCT. He performed the inauguration at the Supreme Court headquarters in Abuja, where Judiciary correspondent Femi Okeo reports.
50 judges from federal and state high courts will determine election petitions which will arise from National Assembly, governorship, and state assembly elections that will be held this month across the country. Inaugurating the tribunals, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Mahmoud Mohammed, called on the judges to be watchful of their conduct as to ensure that their proceedings and decisions engender the confidence of Nigerians. He, however, warned that any professional misconduct will be sternly dealt with by the National Judicial Council.
I urge you not to be deterred by the uncomplimentary comments of some politicians and litigants anytime judgment is delivered against them. May I also remind you that we are painstakingly selected based on your integrity, competence, and I hope you will sustain these virtues throughout the period of tribunal assignment.
The Presidential Election Petition Tribunal is expected to be separately constituted by the Court of Appeal, which has the constitutional responsibility to do that, and inaugurated at a later date. In Abuja, Femi Okeo, NTA News.
Many thanks indeed, Femi. Now still to come on the network news tonight, Nigerian Army debunks social media report on Chief of Army Staff's involvement in an interim government. Don't go away.
Beg all fellow Nigerians, help me appeal to the head of state. If our mother is killed, there will be no other hope for us in the world.
Gloria Iyama, just 11. She and her sister Patience, 2 daughters from a proud, hard-working woman of Nigeria. A single mother, Gladys Iyama, taken from her daughters too soon.
Please, Daddy Buhari, please.
Unfairly tried by General Buhari, heartlessly put to death. 2 girls orphaned by a man who knows no mercy. General Buhari took their mother, took her voice. Make your voice heard. On February 14th, vote no to dictatorship. No to the man who shows no mercy. Vote for justice and compassion. Vote Good Luck Ebele Jonathan.
I am going to do things I have never done before. To subscribe to any of the Better Me bundles, or download my 2015 app, dial *123*4#. Data charges apply on app usage.
MTN, everywhere you go.
Under Goodluck Jonathan, electricity output has doubled.
Under Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, over 20,000 kilometers of new roads have been built.
Under Goodluck, we've laid the foundation for a better future.
Under Goodluck Jonathan, the railways have been upgraded, and now 3 million more Nigerians are traveling by the rail.
Under Goodluck, Nigeria is going forward.
Vote Goodluck.
Want your bathroom to dazzle? Give your toilet the Hypo treatment to brighten and also kill germs, so your bathroom stays disinfected and squeaky clean.
The Honorable Minister of Works, Architect Mike Onolomemen, on behalf of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and the good people of Edo State, heartily welcome the President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, GCFR, the Vice President, Architect Namadi Sambo, Senate President David Ma, National Chairman of PDP, Alhaji Adamu Mwazu, Chairman, PDP Board of Trustees, Chief Tony Aneni, members of the National Executive Committee, NEC, members of the National Working Committee, NWC, members of PDP Board of Trustees, Chairman of PDP PDP Governors Forum and all PDP governors, Vice Chairman PDP South-South, Dr. Kairo Ojugbo, PDP members of the National Assembly, all serving ministers, PDP governorship candidates, PDP elders, leaders and stakeholders of the party to the presidential campaign rally holding in Benin City, Edo State. Venue, Samuel Gbamodia Stadium, Benin City. Date, Wednesday, 4th February 2015. Time, 11 a.m. prompt. Architect Mike Onolomeme, CON, Honorable Minister of Works, announcer.
After a dry night in Pampers, babies can achieve so many things. Introducing new and improved Pampers for a dry and comfortable night of sleep, thanks to our new stretchy sides and super gel that absorbs and locks in wetness better than other diapers. So your baby starts the day dry, making every morning one to be proud of. New Baby Dry. Dryness guaranteed or your money back.
After years of slumber, Nigeria is on the move again. Our Greek sector is flourishing again. Transport systems are being upgraded. And young people are reaching heights they could previously only dream about. Now that we have reclaimed our place as Africa's largest economy, surely we are headed in the right direction. For this man, under whose leadership these milestones have been achieved, it is only the beginning. The beginning of bigger, life-changing things to come. Vote to finish what we've started, Nigeria. Vote Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan in 2015 and live to see the Nigeria we always dreamed about.
What does it take to give every detail the attention it deserves? To build a loyal fan base of millions across the globe? It takes total commitment and an unwavering desire to be better for those we serve. We fully understand this at FCMB. That's why we perform at the highest professional levels as we constantly seek new ways to be better for you. FCMB, my bank and I.
Good evening. Today, our fellow citizens, our way of life, our very freedom came under attack in a series of deliberate and deadly terrorist acts. The search is underway for those who are behind these evil acts. I've directed the full resources of our intelligence and law enforcement communities to find those responsible and to bring them to justice.
Good evening. It was nearly 10 years ago. Nearly 3,000 citizens taken from us. Then, last August, after years of painstaking work by our intelligence community, the American people did not choose this fight. It came to our shores and started with the senseless slaughter of our citizens.
My father has always taught me the importance of hard work. He says with Shell's help, he has been given the chance he needs. And that gives me the chance I need.
Shell supports local businesses and entrepreneurs, helping them to thrive and expand. Shell, let's go.
Thanks for being there. There have been calls for the postponement of the 2015 election. The latest to lend their voices to this call are concerned leaders of some political parties and their presidential candidates. Correspondent Ahmed Ambali tells us why they want the shift in date.
To do anything that is illegal, unlawful, or unconstitutional. It is unfortunately becoming clear by the day that most Nigerians appear not to be ready for elections, but are ready for violence.
A plea on behalf of the candidates, but one hinged upon these reasons. First is the issue of political violence and insecurity, which they say is not conducive for the polls. Second is the matter of permanent voters' cards. One of them is yet to receive his card, and he says a good number of people like him stand the risk of being disenfranchised.
And by INEC admission, about 3.5 billion permanent voter cards, PVCs, are not even in the country yet.
The date being suggested is sometime in March or April. The presidential candidates wish their fears will be allayed, even as they want INEC and the federal government to continue striving to make the polls a free, fair and transparent one. In Abuja, Ahmed Ambali, NTA News.
Well, on the other hand, the United Progressive Party has decried the call for the postponement of the 2015 general elections outside the date and timetable announced by INEC. Kemi Fake reports.
Part of the reasons for the call is the claim that many people have not collected their permanent voters card and that the people of the northeastern zone of the country may be disenfranchised because of insurgent attack in the area. At a news briefing in Abuja, the presidential candidate of the United Progressive Party, Dr. Shekwas Okorie, said, according to the figure released by INEC, more than 80% of Nigerians have collected their PVC, adding that this will make for a legitimate election. The UPP presidential candidate condemned the provocative utterances of key players in the election during their campaign rallies in spite of the Abuja Pact.
Inasmuch as I am interested and working hard to be elected President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I will not subscribe to attacking the person or personality of the incumbent president, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, because the sanctity of the office he occupies must not be desecrated or denigrated. Similarly, a respected elder statesman and former head of state of Nigeria, General Muhammadu Buhari, deserves the highest respect that should accrue to a person of his standing.
In Abuja, Kemi Fakeye, NTA News.
The Nigerian Army has refuted an online report claiming that the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Kenneth Minima, is preparing to head an interim government in the event that the opposition party wins the 2015 general election at the federal level. Similarly, it has described as false and baseless another online report which claims two generals have tendered a letter of resignation over an alleged disagreement with the Chief of Army Staff during a meeting. In a statement, the Acting Director, Army Public Relations, Colonel Sani Usman, described the publications as dangerous and a great disservice, given the tremendous sacrifices of the Nigerian Army in support of democracy in the country. The Nigerian Army noted that these publications are calculated attempts by unpatriotic elements to divide the Nigerian Army and create disaffection among its ranks, thus distracting them from the service of defending the territorial integrity of the nation. To help matters now, the Supervising Minister of Health, Dr. Haliru Al-Hassan, has promised members of the Joint Health Sector Union, JOHESU, who embarked on a nationwide strike which started in November 2014, that none of them will be victimized. The minister gave this assurance at a media briefing in the Federal Ministry of Health here in Abuja to announce the end of the industrial strike embarked upon by the Joint Health Sector Union, JOHESU. In a press statement, the minister commended JOHESU members for calling off the strike and urged them to work as a team with other health workers. The national chairperson of JOHESU, Dr. Ayuba Waba, disclosed that the decision to call off the strike is based on the intervention of President Goodluck Jonathan, who met JOHESU members on Saturday. On the outbreak of bird flu in parts of the country, Dr. Al-Hassan urged the public not to panic because federal government has put measures in place to curtail it.
State ministers of health have been delighted with the outbreak in poultry and advised they activate the avian influenza control mechanism that was previously established. Special public enlightenment messages have been prepared and will soon be released to the public. Poultry meat and other poultry meats, provided they are well cooked.
He advised Nigerians to report any case of infection to the nearest hospital. Undue external influence during military recruitment in the country has been said to be militating against the overall performance of the armed forces. Chairman Planning Committee for the annual National Security Seminar of the Alumni Association of National Defense College, Air Vice Marshal Chris Marizu, stated this while briefing newsmen on the 2015 National Security Seminar in Abuja. Defense correspondent KG Busari Ahmed reports.
The armed forces, no doubt, is the vanguard for national security, considering its statutory mandates of defending the territorial integrity of the nation. But what has cowardice got to do with it?
When we start putting in certain people that are not qualified to be in an organization, these are the kind of results you get. Where you have pressures from the political group, you have pressures from everybody. For those cowards, they don't have business being in the armed forces. They should get out. When we signed to join the armed forces, we have signed to put our life for the nation.
Air Vice Marshal Chris Marizu also speaks on the National Security Seminar, which comes up later this week.
The objective, therefore, is to bring the cognitive experiences of the members of the Alumni Association to bear on the academic learning of the participants in order to galvanize them for the daunting task awaiting them in the field with respect to national security.
The theme for the 2015 National Security Conference is Contemporary Security Challenges in Nigeria, an overview of the security architecture. In Abuja, KG Busari Ahmed, NTA News.
The All Progressive Congress Standard Bearer General Muhammadu Buhari says periodic meetings with the organized private sector will be encouraged by his government if elected into office. General Buhari stressed this at the meeting with captains of industry in Lagos. Jessica Moses reports.
Addressing members of the organized private sector at the meeting tagged General Muhammadu Buhari means business, the APC flag bearer noted that such meetings will be important for governments to know what to do and not to do to advance business interests. Such forum, according to him, will be his approach to growing the economy, create jobs, and also restore dignity of labor among Nigerians. Emphasizing on his approach to solving power challenges in the country, General Buhari said a study carried out by the party had revealed that no less than 20,000 trained personnel will be needed to support the initiative to provide power and light up Nigeria.
Interviews we conducted showed overwhelmingly that insecurity, corruption, and the economy were the biggest worries among the electorate.
The APC presidential candidate also spoke of his commitments to various other sectors of the economy. In Lagos, Jessica Moses, NTA News.
A piece of news just coming in indicates that the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, has signed the HIV/AIDS Anti-Discrimination Act 2014, a reflection of Nigeria's commitment to stopping all forms of stigmatization and discrimination targeted at people living with HIV. The ICT subsector, which grows at 24% annually, has been described as the fourth pillar of Nigeria's economy, contributing significantly to the gross domestic product. And this was the submission of the Minister of Communication Technology, Omobola Johnson, at the 4th ICT Industry Stakeholders Forum and Scorecard presentation in Lagos. Annie Daniels has details.
The minister disclosed that the ministry, since inception, has implemented several projects and programs geared towards providing sustainable ICT infrastructure. It also increased the adoption rate of ICT, bridging the digital divide among others. This, she said, contributed 9.58% to the nation's GDP as against the previous 5.46% in 2011.
We've seen investments come in because of the confidence and the priority government has given to this sector. We've seen billions of dollars come into this economy, and I think that's very exciting. The ICT sector is a sector to be, quite honestly. It's where the opportunities are, it's where the growth is, and it really is what's going to drive this economy going forward.
For 2015, the minister said the ministry is working tirelessly to encourage participation of local players, as well as create more jobs and wealth for Nigerians.
It's about getting that broadband infrastructure out there to connect Nigeria. It's about getting more Nigerians connected to the internet, having phones, having tablets, having the content, that they can use, health, education, entertainment. That's about connecting Nigeria. And finally, it's about government in IT in government.
The minister said she's optimistic the ministry will fully integrate Nigerians into the global knowledge economy. In Lagos, Annie Daniels, NTA News.
We're still in Lagos. The federal government is said to be committed to promoting safety, security and efficient service delivery in Nigeria's aviation sector. National Planning Minister Abubakar Suleiman stated this when he launched an initiative tagged Aviation Commits in Lagos. Vera Chuoba brings us details.
In addition to aviation agenda transformation, the Aviation Commits initiative is the first bold attempt towards addressing challenges associated with service delivery and customer satisfaction.
This government remains totally committed to promoting a strong safety culture, implementing a robust security program in all the airports, enhancing passengers' comfort and convenience, as well as promoting private sector investment in the sector.
Aviation Minister is already implementing the recommendations of the various committees set up to reposition the sector for
effective 5th of February 2015. All private registered general aviation who also carry on commercial business in Nigeria that are not authorized to operate as commercial operators will be grounded by the NCA. Effective 1st of July 2015, all airlines operating both general and commercial services in Nigeria must have a Nigerian pilot in their companies.
Heads of aviation parastatals and chairman Airline Operators of Nigeria signed the Aviation Commits initiative. In Lagos, Vera Chumuba, NTA News.
From the north to the south, from the east to the west, there's a sound all around, a mighty voice to be heard. Everybody's crying out. Can you hear the mighty shout? It's a call from the fatherland for the man who is right. Good luck, Jonathan.
President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, no president don't do reach you for we farmers. In short, you be real farmers president. Now you end the over 40 years of Ururu on top fertilizer matter. Now you give us farmers deliver to be proud again for Nigeria. For the first time, women farmers will just stretch hand, collect fertilizer and seed. Now we fit even farm during dry season for not. Uncountable farmers, they receive high yielding seed free. Because of you, thousands of our young people then come gree say agriculture now correct road to prosperity. After 4 years, all Nigerian farmers want to say thank you, President Goodluck Jonathan. Thank you as you change farmers' life for better. Thank you for our children bright future. We the farmers don't crown you farmers president of Nigeria. You don't do us well. Now our turn to do you better too. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, the farmers president, confirm.
Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria presents her 13th National Biennial Conference. Theme, In the Power of a Spirit. Date, 4th to 6th of February 2015. Venue, Trem International Headquarters, Bagada Antonio K, Lagos. Come for explosive impartation, anointed messages and times of refreshing. Speakers, Reverend Dr. Felix Omobude, Pastor Ayo Orishajafo, Dr. Maurice Serrello, Pastor E.A. Adeboye, Bishop Mike Okonkwo, Reverend Dr. Umo Pai, Reverend Dr. Mercy Ezekiel, Pastor Paul Adefarasin, Reverend Felix Medoye, and many other anointed men of God. Admission is free. Jesus is Lord.
Backward never, forward ever.
My name is Abdullah Saidu Argungu. I'm proud to be a farmer.
I have seen huge progress in agriculture in the last 6 years. Farmers are moving forward. Government has done very well.
Hard-working farmers like Saidu are reaping the rewards of the government's agricultural transformation agenda. It's now much easier for us to get seed and fertilizer. We are even producing rice again, Nigerian rice. We are becoming more mechanized and modern. Farmers are moving forward.
Now I see more and more young people moving into agriculture. The government has done so much in the last 6 years in training and the skill acquisition. A new generation of farmers is being created. There is dignity in farming again.
We are making progress. So,
let's stay on the path.
We'll now bring you some business reports. Stakeholders laud efforts of the Central Bank of Nigeria as Nigeria's electronic payments rose to 35.1 trillion naira in 2012. We also have details of trading activities on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Chiazalam Ekie is our guide.
Good evening and a warm welcome to Business Segment. The Apex Bank has recently affirmed that the value of Nigeria's electronic payments, that is, the e-payments, rose to 35.1 trillion naira in 2014. The CBN further says it plans to further deepen the adoption of electronic payments in Nigeria. Omofoma Daniel, Director, Radio Frequency Identification Center, while lauding the success recorded, says with the infrastructure already in place, the CBN should see how it can adopt all forms of technology for a reliable e-policy payments.
I can agree with the central bank for a laudable project like that because it's got to do with the financial institutions. So we should be looking at mobile payment too. So take for instance, this is attached or embedded to your cell phone and it's your mobile wallet, it could be your electronic wallet, and if I'm a merchant, I can use this to receive payments from you. There's a wristband tag that it can be attached as my wristband, my belt, even my shirt can be used for payment.
While Nigerians are optimistic that with adequate awareness, this will no doubt facilitate economic activities in Nigeria. And next is trading activities on the floor of the Nigerian stock markets. And that's it on Business Today. I am Chiazalam Ekie. The news continues.
Many thanks, Chiazalam. Now, in a related development, Nigeria's investment climate has received a boost with the launch of the new online company registration portal of the Corporate Affairs Commission. Correspondent Vivian Idekbefo reports at the platform, which is the first in the country, was presented to the public by the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Olusegun Aganga.
The online company registration platform is designed to reduce the duration of registering companies in the country from 1 month to a few hours. The portal, which is user-friendly, can be accessed in simple steps, thereby reducing the cost of doing business, as the software allows customers to file documents and make payments online.
No other government in Nigeria's history has had a more pro-corporate posture than this government.
Deployment of the new online system is in line with the extant economic transformation agenda of the federal government.
The initiative, a collaborative effort with the Ministry of Communications Technology and development partners under the Government Service Portal, allows customers to deal directly with the Commission.
And also increasing the ability of corporate organizations to do business in Nigeria.
I wish to assure you that the Commission will not rest on its horse at attaining a world-class status.
In Abuja, Vivian Idekbefo, NTA News.
Kaduna Refining and Petrochemical Company Limited would ramp up to 90% installed capacity in 18 months on conclusion of ongoing rehabilitation of the plant. Managing Director of KRPC, Mohammed Saidu, gave this indication after an inspection tour of the refinery in Kaduna. Lydia Sampson reports.
50% installed capacity. Mohammed Saidu said the plant processes 60,000 barrels per day of crude oil. The phase rehabilitation strategy, he said, has also boosted the production of liquefied natural gas and other lubricants.
The new strategy that we are embarking, the strategy that we started as far back as October 2014. One, it entails use of as much as possible local resources as agents of the original equipment manufacturers to bring in parts. And where we need major overhaul.
The MD noted that after the original refinery builders declined to maintain the plant, the federal government, through the NNPC management, approved the phased rehabilitation. The initiative, he said, made the refinery to continue to contribute its quota to the national economy. Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
The National Policy on Climate Change, approved by the federal government, will soon be launched. Minister of Environment Laurentia Malam said this is to fast-track adaptation and mitigation efforts in Nigeria with a view to tackling the effects of climate change. Aisha Bello Mustafa reports.
Donor Group meeting was revived by the current minister, Laurentia Laraba Malam, in line with the Environment Transformation Agenda and in view of the continuous emergence of topical environmental issues that require urgent attention and the funds to tackle them.
The environment needs greater attention, but I know that at the end of this meeting, we'll come out with brilliant ideas that will shape us, to tackle the problem of the environment.
We should take a rightful position in driving programs and projects that are aimed at restoring our environment.
The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Environment, presented the proposed strategy for 2015, which includes erosion control and prevention, tackling deforestation and loss of forest cover, among others.
Identify in a more specific way what we are each doing and see how our interventions are aligned with the new priorities.
Aisha Bello Mustafa, NTA News.
Many thanks, Aisha. Time for yet another break. More reports when we come back.
He's a man with ability, very good accountability, leader with integrity, making life better for you and me, hey. Good luck, Jonathan, now the man, yeah. Oh, yeah, join us, make you see how the power to be.
Good luck, Ebele Jonathan.
Elections 2015 around the corner. Continuous voter education is the focus on NTA Tuesday Live this week. Tuesday Live, educative, informative, incisive and engaging. Don't be told. Join us.
Dr. Mrs. Ngozi Elejeme welcomes Mr. President Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, Vice President Namadi Sambo, PDP National Chairman Adamu Muazu, PDP Board of Trustees Chairman Tony Aneni, DG PDP Presidential Campaign Organization Amadou Ali, and all the PDP Presidential Campaign train to Delta State on the 4th of February 2015. Mr. President, welcome to Delta State. Deltans love you, Mr. President. Delta is ready for you. Dr. Mrs. Ngozi Elejeme, announcer.
On January 21st, 2014, Chief of Defense Staff stated that Boko Haram will be defeated by the end of April 2014. Later that year, in Abuja, the 22nd of October 2014, he said that there was an agreed ceasefire with Boko Haram as well as the release of the Chibok girls. However, Boko Haram denied any ceasefire agreement or the return of the Chibok girls, and they are still missing today.
Has not been as effective as it needs to be in not only finding the girls, but also in stopping this extremist organization from operating inside their territory.
United Nations World Food Programme raises alarm over Islamic State militant group logo on food, and Darfur crisis. Russian pilots kidnapped just as more than 15 civilians have been killed in eastern Ukraine. Now these and other stories on Global Tidbits with Ronke Kolaole.
United Nations World Food Programme WFP has expressed concern over images, supposedly the logo of the Islamic State militant group, inscribed on food parcels distributed in Syria. WFP is working to verify the images. Meanwhile, the International Court of Justice has rejected claims of genocide by Serbia and Croatia against each other during the Croatia War of Secession from Yugoslavia, in which about 20,000 people, mostly Croatians, died during the 1991 to 1995 war. In Ukraine, more than 15 civilians have been killed and dozens injured within 24 hours of fierce battle in the eastern part of the country. 5 Ukrainian soldiers have also been reportedly killed in the clashes with the pro-Russian rebels near Donetsk. Report from Russia said 2 pilots working for Utah Airline have been kidnapped in Sudan's Darfur region. Darfur has been the scene of a deadly conflict between the government and the 3 rebel movements since 2003. For Global Tidbits, Ronke Kolawole, NTA News.
And in our sports package, Nigerian Basketball Federation prepares for new hoop season as Angolan African Cup of Nations enters what Fisai Ogunfe will call business end. Here is Fisai with the details.
The Federation has commenced its pre-season seminar aimed at acquainting club owners, officials and other stakeholders with the latest trends in the game. The Federation is aiming to improve the standard of the domestic game so that it can better serve as the pool from which national team players are selected.
I believe we have the talent, we have the wherewithal. All we need is a little bit support financially by the government to enable to excel.
The ongoing Africa Cup of Nations in Equatorial Guinea enters its business end on Wednesday and Thursday as the semi-finals take center stage. On Wednesday, tournament favorites, the Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire, will face the Democratic Republic of Congo, while on Thursday, host Equatorial Guinea will entertain 4-time champions, the Black Stars of Ghana. Meanwhile, Ghana's head coach Avram Grant says the impromptu shifting of match venues could unsettle players and have a significant impact on the eventual outcome of matches.
Now you tell me 2 days before the game that maybe you change the venue. I don't know if to laugh or to cry, but...
As well, President of the Nigerian Football Federation, Aminu Maiguri, has been described as an achiever under whose watch the nation recorded several milestones in soccer. This commendation was given during a reception in honor of the former soccer boss by the sports family in Bauchi State, where Maiguri hails from. Correspondent Mahmoud Ibn Mohamed reports that Maiguri, who was at the helm of the nation's soccer house for 4 years, supervised the nation's 3rd AFCON triumph in 2013, amongst others. With Sports News Update, Fisai Ogunfuyi, NTA News.
Senate President David Mark has condoled the family of late Molade Okoya Thomas, government and people of Lagos State over the death of the philanthropist and industrialist. In a press statement, Senator Mark described the death as a colossal loss to the entire country. He added that the deceased lived his life for the good of all Nigerians, irrespective of ethnic or religious background. The Senate President urged the Okoya Thomas family to remain guided by the good legacies left behind by their father. Before we go, we'll leave you with this message. Remember that it's your right to challenge anyone suspected to be involved in unwholesome activities around you. Be security conscious. A message from the Directorate of State Security. And with that, we conclude Network News tonight. I'd like to thank you on behalf of everyone else here for watching. Good night.
Because elections are coming, that's why we wanted to lay the foundation stone. That's why I'm referring you to the statements, the explanation.